Hey, let that ride.
What's up, everybody? It's the G-Man with the Frag Illuminati hanging out with my fellas. We got Rock, we got Be Easy. Now, I'm not going to say Meteor Man because I don't even know who he is. Meteor Man got the alias, and oh man, what happened?
You gotta show love to the first black superhero. Pay homage to the superheroes.
What happened, man? I'm fading in and out. Were y'all able to see me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I
see
can
you
see you.
fine.
Yeah, we see you.
Okay, faded in and out. Looks on my end, I faded in and out. But this week, we're talking about fragrances. What are you wearing and who are you wearing them for? The significance of that is that you should buy what you like. You shouldn't buy for somebody else to make them like it or because they like it. Because in the end, you have to be pleased with what you buy on your own. You have to wear it, not other people. They can smell it temporary, but in the end, it's on you. I want to start off by mentioning a couple of fragrances that are not mass appealing. They're acquired scents, acquired taste. Either you like them, either you don't. You can grow into them, you can grow out of them, but they're different kind of fragrances. They're not mass appealing. One specifically is Creed's Tabaron Millicine.
Hmm.
This one is a cigar of tobacco fragrance that you may like, you may not like. But in the beginning, I didn't really like it, but it grew on me, and I like it because it's a tobacco fragrance. Now, not all tobacco fragrances are the same. This one is more like a cigar type of tobacco, not a pipe, but a cigar type of tobacco. Another one is Electimus Black Caviar. And Dre, I think you've got this one, and you're unless you got rid of it. But
Oh
it's
no, I
kind of
still got it.
you still have it.
Yes, sir.
This is kind of an aquatic scent. I've heard people say that it smells like a fish market. I don't get that. It's a unique scent. It's one that you'd have to like. A large majority of people may not like it, but I don't buy for a large majority of people. I buy for me. Royal Oud by Creed.
Mm.
This is a very popular scent among Creed owners. It's a hard one to get, hard one to come across, but to me, I love it. It says oud, but I don't get a deep oud out of it. I think it's just oud in the name because I don't get the oud out of it. But it's a
How about that?
scent.
I didn't need it when I had it.
No, I just don't get it. I don't know why they
It's a
name it
different
Royal
type
Oud.
of
That may be
oud.
their impression.
Yeah, I don't know what type of oud that is, but it's a different type of oud. But
Right.
yeah, it's blended so well you do not pick up on the oud at all.
Yep. That's a fact. Benigna. This is a small company that has you have to have a acquired taste on this one. Either you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. They're just plain. It's not no middle ways that I can make myself like it or I can convince myself to. It's not gonna happen. Another creed, Boy de Portugal. This is like what they call like a fagier. When men you go to barbershop, you get your cut, they put the barbicide on you. It's kind of like that type of scent, but it's a good scent. It's more of a mature type of individual. This is something that you wear in a boardroom or a corporate meeting, corporate environment that it just kind of fits that makeup and that atmosphere. This one is Cologne Intense by Hubagan. This one is also a fagier. And so it's one of those you either like it or you don't. One of the two.
Is that the one that you sent me the coupon on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And but it's not that one. It's a
No,
different one from that one.
this is a whole different thing.
Okay.
This one is the
Oh, that's a
Fougere
fancy one.
Royal. And the thing with Fougères and Hubant was the first company to ever come up with the Fougere. And they make some of the best Fougères in the game. And this one, man, if you like a Fougere, that's the one to get. Just a little pricey, but that's the one to get.
I got the EDT, and that bad boy is beautiful. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you
no, I
like
got
a
the
Fougere.
straight,
Yep.
and that bad boy is beautiful.
Yep. Now I can tell you, wearing these, the Hubants, they're not a winter fragrance. So you wear that more in the spring, more in the summer to get the max out of them. The winter months they're not gonna last. They're just not made for that. So fellas, I'm gonna start with Rock and ask Rock, do you have fragrances in your collection that are either like or dislike or acquired taste that people would have to have in order to get it, and one that you would buy specific for you and not care whether anybody else liked it or not?
Well, that's what all of them. I buy them for me, right? But there are a few in my collection that I will consider to be those of acquired taste. That is not what we would all consider mass appealing. Um, Let me start in but when I've worn them out in public, you know, they do induce compliments. So, but but for the most part, if people smell them up close, or if and smell them up close, or um uh if it's the casual fragrance where like someone that just likes to wear a lot of blue fragrances, this wouldn't be their cup of tea, right? And the first one I want to do is one from Amarage Fragrance House, and it came out in 2020. It was perfumed by Karen Vishon Sapphire, and it's a warm, spicy, woody fragrance. When you wear it, you immediately think of autumn. You immediately think of fall. I think of Thanksgiving because it's to me it smells like Thanksgiving dinner cooking, right? And that's a combination of everything. I smell dressing cooking. I smell pies cooking because it does have a little sweetness in it. You get that. You smell that nutmeg. You smell the cognac. You smell pretty much everything that's come in it. And when I've worn it, I've gotten compliments, but it's not a fragrance for everybody. And that's from Amarage, and this is Overture, right? And so it's a very long lasting scent. It's a real deep, spicy scent. I wouldn't overspray it at all. One or two sprays is all you need. You only need to wear this in the wintertime. Um, you only need to wear this in the wintertime. And you can see there is, a little bit out of this bottle. So I have worn it, and I've gotten compliments out of it. It smells like a combination of a sweet potato pie and dressing cooking in the oven. I'm being honest with
Did you, when you first tried it, did you do a decant or did you actually try it in person?
you. No, I went ahead and blind bought it because I mean, look at this bottle. To be honest with you, look at this bottle. This bottle is beautiful.
Yeah.
And of course I listened to fragrance reviewers, and then and of course they gave a disclaimer that this is for mature noses. This is for the seasoned perfume collector. This is not for
Now,
the average collector.
now you mentioned that. That's a good point.
Right.
When you listen to reviewers and they
Mhm.
normally say for mature noses,
Mm-hmm.
there's little signals that they're giving you
Right.
that you should pick up on. It's for mature. What are some other terms that they use that you can think of that would give you an indication that, hey,
Right. That it's not mass appealing. I
yeah,
mean, that is not mass appealing. It's not, for the it's not for the
Faint of
casual.
heart.
blue fragrance wearer. So if that's what you're into, if you're into the Dior Sauvages and this, and, Dior Sauvages and YSLY, this ain't that, right? And so, but to my nose, it's a good fragrance.
Well, did you like it when you got it?
I loved it when I got it.
Did
I
you?
loved it when I got it. I mean, it was what I expected. I didn't have to grow on me. It's not a fragrance that I can wear every day. It has its occasions. It has its moments. But I enjoyed it right off rip, and right off rip, and I've never had a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it, but I do understand when people be like, I don't want to fuck with Overture.
What,
But
do you have others in your collection that you can?
I have one. I mean, I have a couple more. Now this one is from the house of Marc Antoine Barrios. It's also was released like in 2020, 2021, right? Now this one actually, to be honest with you, is a compliment beast. Now, but there's a note in here that makes it not to be for everybody. But everybody that this has come in contact with, every when I wear it, I had a coworker, I had a coworker stop me in my tracks and said, "Whatever somebody's got on, every man in the building needs to have it on."
What is that? What is that one?
And this one is from Marc Antoine Barrios, and this one is called Ganymede.
Turn it to the side a little bit, the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is called Ganymede, and look at the juice on that one. Now,
Okay.
Ganymede means it's the name of the moon in Jupiter, right? And so
Is that one you would wear on what occasion, what part of the year?
That's some damn good juice there, bro. I
yeah,
love that. I
this is
love
a
that juice.
summer. This is a summer wear, but it will stand up in the cold weather. But it is designed to wear in the summer, right? Um, This one has a mineral note in it, which makes it different than anything else, right? It's supposed to smell like it's out of this world, and it does.
It's
In
good.
a
It
good way
has
or bad way?
That shit good.
it has a leather component to it. I've heard it being described as the inside of a brand new luxury automobile. All right, but it is. I get tons of compliments when I wear this, but it is still not one for everybody because it does have a sharp.
Would you recommend it?
Oh yes, without
Would
a
you?
shadow of a doubt. I
No.
wouldn't recommend you blind buy it,
Okay.
right? Get a copy, get a sample of it, and see if it's for you, and then go from there.
Now, since we're talking about recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
is it one that you would recommend to an inexperienced nose?
No.
Okay.
It would be with it. No, this is not for the casual somebody that just wants to spray on something to go to the club. This is not for them.
They
No,
wouldn't appreciate it.
they
They
wouldn't
wouldn't
appreciate
appreciate
You
it.
it.
say wouldn't appreciate it. It
No,
takes a mature
but
nose.
exactly. But they might not appreciate it. But I'm gonna tell you, once it's out in the air and you're gonna get attention, and you're gonna get a positive attention, unless you wear it incorrectly, like if you douse it all over yourself. But you will get positive attention from it. It is a banger. I'm telling you, I walk anywhere and they be like, "Damn, it's a banger."
I
It's a
think that
banger.
Royal Louis of mine is the same way, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it. What you got over there, Rock?
What else I got? Okay, now this one is a little tricky. Now this one was perfumed by and I want y'all to look up the notes on this one individually because it's so many notes in here that I can't bring them out. And you don't hear anybody talking about this, but this is from Cecile Suzorki and perfumed this. And if you know Cecile Suzorki, and she's a beast when it comes to perfumery. But this one is called AEOM, and it's supposed to stand for All Eyes on Me, and they mean that. right?
When you say tricky though, what do you mean by that?
Because this one is, woo, this one. Now the bass note in here, well, the opening note in here is dates, right? But then it has cognac, it's got cumin, it's got styrax, it's got let me see if I can bring it up.
Is it a boozy kind of scent?
It's boozy, it's spicy, it's woody. It does have some citrus in it, but the citrus is not what you come for, right? It's got cognac and rum. It's got nutmeg, it has rose, it
So
has
does it wear
Highland,
heavy?
huh?
Does it wear heavy?
It does wear heavy. You only want to do 1 or 2 sprays of this.
Okay.
You only want to do 1 or 2 sprays of this. And when I sit there and say that this is strong, this is twice as strong. Right? This is twice as strong. And in some ways they kind of mirror each other, but no. This is, and when I say this is not mass appealing, this is a little bit more mass appealing than this. This is attention grabbing, but I couldn't see myself getting compliments from this. Now, but this is one that that I bought because of the hype. It's not that expensive. I mean, for 30, this is a 30 ml. And I guess it would just depend on what you consider expensive. This was a 30 ml for about $125, right? And so
30 milliliter.
Yeah.
That's kind of pricey.
Yeah. So curiosity is what spawned me to this one. I think I've only worn this in public one time, right? And I think the only other times I sprayed it is to get other people's opinions on it as they came to visit. But this is a very peculiar scent. It will put you in the mind of that overture, but they do not smell the same. But they do have some of the same characteristics because they got the cumin, they got the cognac, and stuff of that nature. But this has about 30 notes in it. This will remind you of a Middle Eastern fragrance, but it doesn't stink. It's different.
Unique take.
It's
What
very.
else you got over there, man?
That's it for me.
That's all you got?
That's it for me.
Okay.
Shoot, as a matter of fact,
well, keep thought. I'm gonna see what medium man bees he got over there. Bees that look like he's trying to doze out on us, man.
This recliner feeling good right now. It's feeling good.
Bees, what you got over there, man? You got anything that's not mass appealing? Acquired taste?
I have 3 from the house apart from DeMarley, Cologne. It was very controversial when it came out. They said it's polarizing scent. Some people said that it smelled like 540, and then some people said it smelled like a salad, that they couldn't get past the red pepper smell that's in it. To me, I had got a decan of it and I loved it. It didn't smell like 540 to me, and I didn't get that garden. Some people said that it even smelled like dirt, which I'm like, what the hell dirt supposed to smell like? But people, it was either you loved it or hate it, and I absolutely loved it. After I got the decan, I went and ordered a bottle of it. I will wear it more during the fall and winter. I wouldn't wear it during the summer or the spring. It's more of a running about. I wouldn't wear it on a date. Or let's say if we're playing poker or something, you know what I'm talking about, one of those kind of scents if you're around the guys and stuff like that. It's something that I would wear. Another one that was given to me by Mondale from the Middle East, he told me, he had a disclaimer, be very careful wearing it, and made sure that I wore it during the winter. So I finally pulled it out, and this is Rose and Oud. Now, I know a lot of people like, well, why would Rose and Oud be that much of an issue? This is the old time Middle Eastern oud and
Funky
rose.
ooh.
Yeah, it is strong, but once it settles, it is great. I think one or two other guys I know had it, and they kind of had the same impression. And he warned me. He said only maybe one or two sprays max. And when I initially smelled it, it was like, damn, that was strong. But then it settled in. It is pretty good. Winter scent, colder the better. Um, Not a date night. I would wear it if I'm going to a certain event, suit and tie, that type. You can get away with it at church. I wouldn't wear it to work in a meeting, but it has its place in when you would use it. And last but not least,
Well, let me
Baron.
jump in and ask this question.
Go ahead.
On that one,
Hmm.
is it important that you know where you can wear it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
because it's very, very strong. And it's not strong where it's disrespectful, but I noticed that when I wore it, it could throw off if you're in the like I wouldn't wear it to a club. You know what I mean? Or I wouldn't wear it to like one of my staff meetings or whatever. Something like that, Green Irish Sweet or whatever. This is a quiet taste, and the people who are really big into rose and oud, this is an old school mixture, and it's very, very, very strong.
Now keep that thought on that rose, because I'm gonna get Eric later on to elaborate
Hmm.
on the rose scent, because there's a misnomer about rose fragrances, and Eric is a
Hmm.
rose man. So later
You're a
on down
rose
the road, we're
expert,
gonna have him go and kind of give us a little more details about the scent of rose. Oud.
and
Now B man, you a
yeah,
oud man.
indeed, indeed.
You a oud man. You said in the other show we did, you said, well, you went over to when I went over to the Middle East. You still
Mhm.
over there, bro? You ain't come back to the space yet.
I ain't saying I went nowhere now. I'm just saying when I first went, this is what I was expecting. When I got the stuff that I got, I was like, wow. So they had different variations in the way that they formulate their scents. It's quite impressive, man. But this is like the old school, and I saw what he was trying to do was building my nose up for this. And by the time I got it, I was ready for it. But I love it. Like I said, it's very situational, and you only can get like you'd be crazy to do more than two sprays because it's really strong. Last but not least, burn. Um,
What is that?
burn
Yes,
from the house
sir.
of
Baron. Okay, Baron. Okay.
now. The reason why I picked this one up is because it has clovers. It has what's it? Clover, leather, and it's another weird note that's in it. If you're not used to cloves and that leather, it's like it punches you initially, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it settles. You're like, damn. I'm like, all right, I feel you, I feel you. But at first, as soon as you take the top off, it's like you get smacked with the cloves. And acquired taste is not something that I think anybody who's new into fragrance or really big into blue would appreciate it. But if you have a mature nose and you want something different, and this is like some notes that I didn't have in my collection, great scent. Winter, fall, I wouldn't wear it during the summer or the spring. Mondale told me that, him and his wife wear it year round. So, and it's warm over there where they're at. But those are the only three that I have in my collection that kind of would be in that class that is not something that everybody would get, but I got it and I like it. And each one of them had like a certain stigma behind it. But I wouldn't suggest anyone new getting into the frag to get into that. You have to build your way up to
And that's the question I was going to ask you. Would is that something you would recommend to somebody?
it.
But you
No,
touched on that. Yeah,
no. This like with Burn, it was a big discussion among us about it.
it was.
And I appreciate it because you don't want everything. Everybody's different. You don't want everything in your collection smelling the same. You want like that variety, and that's what keep your collection from being boring. And I think that's something. I don't know if it was Dre Rock, one of the two had mentioned that you want to have that variety in your collection, so you won't get bored. And when you have that variety and you got that different mix, and you going out to different things, it feels good to be able to grab that, go on the counter and grab something for any type of occasion. And then you constantly have these different notes and stuff in your collection, if that
It's
makes
crazy
sense.
because it's crazy you mentioned that because it's like regardless, you still get a little bored, and you
Hmm.
what you have to do is go revisit everything that you got because that boredom. What we're addicted to is smelling something new, right?
Hmm.
So and so when your collection has been static for so long, when I say so long, maybe you haven't bought nothing in 2 3 weeks, and
Hmm.
that's when you start to get that
Yeah.
itch because everything you've gotten you smelled already, and you itching to smell something new, and that's where that boredom strikes. So yeah.
Now, with the other question that you asked, I get stuff for me, and I'm starting to learn to have maybe a few in the collection for that person. But when I buy stuff, I buy, predominantly for me. I don't really trip off the compliments and stuff like that because I'm wearing the scent for me. But I am aware that if I'm like, especially at my meetings, there's certain stuff that I would just wear because I don't want it to be offensive. But
That's a good.
99.9% of the
That's a good
time,
point. That's a real
yeah,
good point.
especially if you're trying to, in our department, it's a lot of friction. So I'm very selective in what I'm wearing, and I don't want it to be any more friction. So like the green iris tweed or the EHOS, different things like that. The Arabian Night Silver, another suggestion that Dre suggested. When I wear those kind of scents, it seems like the meetings just go pretty well. It's not as much confusion. And then when I go to church or other type of events, I notice there's a big difference when I wear particular stuff like that. But I pretty much wear for me. But I'll make myself aware of where I'm going and who I'm around. Like I wouldn't wear wild if all of us playing poker tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like
I
that.
would.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd still do it.
That's good
Okay.
stuff. That's good stuff, bees, and good stuff. Media man,
Uh-oh.
what you got? What you got in
Uh,
your collection that can be considered
well, I'll
standout?
start by saying, uh, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody. Torino 21 has been acquired.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
just wanted to get
Okay.
that out of there. Just wanted to get that out there
That
real
was
quick.
fast.
So, oh yeah, you know I don't play no games. So, uh, I got So when I think of acquired taste, I think of stuff I wouldn't. Am I tripping? Okay. Um, I think of stuff that I would not recommend to somebody just on blind buy. These are things that I would tell them to go test first because these are all the ones that I like, but they may not. So I'm gonna go first with rock. Amouage Overture.
Hmm.
Now this looks like a pretty big dent in this bottle,
It did.
and I got it this way. I did not use this much. My take on this is a lot different from what Rock had. When I first smelled this, it made my throat dry.
Hmm.
This might be one of the driest scents I've ever smelled in my life. It took me a while to really get used to it and actually start liking it. And now, I won't say it's quite a love, but it's getting there. Like it's because the more Rock explained the way he viewed it, the more I can actually start pulling that out of it. Like I do. I won't say quite Thanksgiving, but I can see where you would get it from, and I definitely get the alcohol in it and stuff like that. So it's good, but it's definitely something I would tell people to try first Do not go blind by that because you might be disappointed. Um, Next, something a little bit easier. We got Killian Imperial Tea. Now, if you're not a fan of tea, this is not going to be for you. This smells exactly like a tea bag.
Oh, okay. Hence the name.
That's yeah. It's literally tea. It's like if you were sick and you decided to make fresh tea. I guess that's fresh tea. You get a little bag, put it in the water. It smells like that. I like it personally, but this is not something that I've yet to find out when to wear this or what occasion this will be for. So I'll just throw it on at any point in time until I figure it out.
I would think it'd be more of a casual hunt.
It's hard to say because when do you wear tea? It's like I would think more. I want to kind of get the warm weather vibe from it, so I'd probably go with. A warmer vibe from it, so I'd probably go in the cooler months to really break it out. And I haven't tested it out to figure out if it stands the time, all that blah blah blah. But I think it might be more fitting for that. Maybe something like maybe what I got on might work. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's not an everyday, anytime type of thing. This whole line, Kimmy by Zerjoff.
Mm.
Who is that by?
If you So it's by Kimmy, but Kimmy is not necessarily another line. It's basically a brand owned by Zerjoff.
A consistent
know
company.
So they kind of like a sister company. It's like they made a completely different company within the company. If you're not, this is a rough one because to my nose, and it's probably different for everybody, but for me, this comes off like a fresh fruit stand.
Wow.
But that fresh fruit just got picked. So it gives you a little bit of dirt vibe to it. And I think the dirt vibe, like Bernie was saying with the dirt, like what does dirt smell like? I think in my mind is you kind of just know it when you smell it. Like I think it's the oud. I think there's oud in here that kind of brings that out. So along with that fresh fruit, you get the oud in there, so it kind of blends in and is blended great. But if you're not a fan of kind of like a dirty fruit vibe, then this wouldn't be for you. So this wouldn't be a blind buy. This I know is going to be hard to get, so you might not be able to try it anyway. But that's yet another one I would not tell people to just go out and get. I think I showed this one last week or the week before. I wanted to. I can't remember which one.
Lunosa.
This is the Lunosa, Zerjoff Lunosa. This is another one besides just the price. The scent itself, it's like it kind of gives me slight licorice vibes, like a dark alcoholic type vibe. So this wouldn't be one that you just run out and get. I mean, besides just pricing, the scent itself, wouldn't be one you just run out and get. This is one I would say try first. But I do enjoy it. All of these I actually enjoy. Some of them I had to grow to that overture. I had to grow to love.
I'm surprised you still got the overture. To be honest with you,
it was one day I was driving and I decided to go ahead and spray it on, and that's when I noticed the greatness. Like that's when it started to shine because it was like it's a powerful. You only need about 3 sprays, and that's if you're daring.
If that,
if you're daring, you go for about 3. Any other time you go about 2 max. But it's strong, and then it just started to shine and it dried out. It was like everything just changed in it, so that's what made me keep it. Now, will I get another bottle? Probably not. But
So I mean, it's
for
going
what I
to
have, I'll
it
use
probably
that.
still will take you a good while to use what's left in your bottle, right? And so,
Of course.
because it's not, I mean, for any type of occasion, it's not for any type of occasion. It's one that I
Not at
would
all.
reserve for like family dinners, like Thanksgiving dinner,
Yeah,
Christmas dinner, something of that nature. But potluck at work. But yeah, it wouldn't be
yeah.
for
I'm
date
thinking
night.
some more that route. Some more like if you have a
Mm-hmm.
sweater, a sweater meet. Like
Exactly.
you're just going somewhere with a sweater on. And you just say, you know what, this is a good one, and it got to be a little. It got to be cold. Too.
Got to be cold.
If it's hot, if it's hot, you're killing yourself. It's over.
Well,
Um,
spray one of them on Bernie, man. That chair about to whoop it, man. You got them all
Right.
relaxed.
Wake
That's
them up.
the
Wake
best
them
chair
up.
in the nation. Best chair in the nation.
I don't know
Ooh.
why he got in that chair. He's like, you know, you're going to sleep
He
in the
already
chair. I
know,
don't want
man.
to get
I'm still
my
here. I'm
last one
good.
though. My last one, actually falls right in line with Overture, and that is Darlt Laura.
I remember that.
This might be one of the most harsh openings I've ever smelled in my life.
Why so?
This is exactly like Overture, but worse. Like as far as power. Like if Overture is at 100, Laura said, "Let me take that up to 317."
Mm.
This comes off so strong, but and then you have to. The magic in this is the dry down.
Mm.
This thing dries down to the most amazing leathery vanilla.
Wow.
Um, it's something else, and it dries. It just dries down great. But the dry down is like you have to wait about an hour for it to do it, and then when it finally does, so like you spray it on, you don't go outside. It's like you really have to time this one
Mm.
until you get used to it. I let this thing sit for about 4 to 5 months, and I sprayed it on myself one day. Everything changed. The
Wow.
beautiful dry down that I used to get out of here is now the opening, and the dry down is even better.
Damn.
Now, would I tell anybody to go out and get this? Absolutely not. But if you have a chance, which you 9 times out of 10 don't, because the Middle East does not believe in samples. But if you have a chance to sample it, let's say you sample it. Like, do not go out and just blind buy anything I say, or probably any of us say, because they're not safe on the blind buy action. And that's the ones I picked out. I have plenty, but I'm not going through all the bottles to
Let,
do that.
let me ask the fellas this, man. Starting with Bernie, uh, Rockin' and Drake. If a person went out and was buying for other people,
Mm.
what are some of the drawbacks of doing that? I mean, would they be disappointed? Would they? I mean, what are some of the consequences that can come as a result of that?
To me, it's because, I mean, to me, it's like, what's the joy in wearing it? Because it's like you're just trying to appease people. You know what I'm saying? And there was always a big discussion on the forums about, should you get something because of compliments and pleasing somebody else versus you. And at the end of the day, it's on your skin and you wearing it. You know, I take into consideration what a person may want to smell or like, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't even feel authentic because I'm wearing something just for somebody else. Now, if it's a special occasion, if I had a significant other, maybe I understand that. But no, I have to wear it for me. It's like I told y'all when I first got back in it, fragrances was more therapeutic for me than anything else. You enjoying it is just a byproduct of it. But I don't think anything is authentic if I just only wear this. I've seen guys like sell all kinds of bottles because what someone said or because people didn't like it. I mean, you gotta wear it for you. What's the purpose of even having a collection if you're trying to appease everybody? And you know how things change from person to person. So I mean, what part of your collection would be authentic to you if everything is just because it's mass appealing or it draws compliments? That's not me.
Yeah. What about you, Rock? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, if we based our collection based off what people like, we would have
Mm.
a whole bunch of Tom Fords and Bond number nines, right? And as you see,
Facts.
right, and so if and as you see, ain't none of us displayed either one of those, right?
Mm-mm.
So, and that's the thing. People want to showcase what people feel like is status. So, what folks feel are popular, expensive luxury brands right now are Tom Fords and Bond number nines, and so, but those fragrances aren't moving. Tom Ford may have a couple of them that move, but I've only experienced a couple of Bond number nines that have moved like that, and
Mm-hmm.
um, and right. So the thing is that if you're wearing it for compliments, or if you're wearing it just to say that okay, I can afford an expensive fragrance, or if you're wearing it um just to say I have the hottest fragrance, but you don't necessarily like it, what is it serving? Like Bernie said, what is it serving you? These
Mm-hmm.
fragrances in some cases last 7 8 hours on your skin. If you're wearing it to please someone else but you don't like it, come on, you got to deal with that for seven
Mm-hmm.
8 hours at a time, and that's not the way to go. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Media man. Have you have
Um,
you have you have you seen people do that like Roxanne? They go out and buy the latest fad because everybody's doing it, and they
Mm-hmm.
spend
oh,
more
absolutely.
money than they normally would spend on a fragrance because it's popular, it's the thing to have, so it says, and it ends up not being what they expected it to be because they've not gotten a compliment from it. Nobody's mentioned it, and
Yeah.
then
Um,
what do they do after
I
that? That we see this common.
I think for me, I get so I go off of my personal experience with getting stuff. For me, it's like a personal enjoyment I have of exploring houses and enjoying what they have to offer. So I think they're taken away from their experience of getting stuff that let's say I'll just take Laura for example, since it's already out here. I'll take Laura. Let's say they tried Laura and they say, "Oh man, I really like this," but then this girl that I like that doesn't know me says she doesn't like it, so now I just don't
Mm-hmm.
wear it. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't know you, so it doesn't matter. It's like a lot of what I've seen a lot of people do, especially well, mostly in the fragrance groups, because that's what we deal in most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they'll take the recommendations of everybody else, even if they see notes that they don't like. If everybody else says they enjoy it, they get it, and they be like, "Oh man, I hate this fragrance." But then
Mm-hmm.
somebody comes along and says, "Oh man, this is the greatest fragrance ever." So they'll switch their whole mind up and be like, "Oh no, I love that fragrance too." So you're just lying to
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So then
Mm-hmm.
now you're stuck with 40, 50 bottles of stuff you don't like trying to appease everybody else. And then you
Mm-hmm.
end up just following the leader in that point, and then you're looking at all this other stuff that you could have, but you're choosing not to have because somebody else doesn't like it that you don't know. And to kind of piggyback off of what Rock was saying about having to wear something that lasts 7 to 8 hours. How many times are you around one person for 7 to 8 hours a day? You might be around that person for an hour, so now you're stuck the rest of the time by yourself, smelling the stuff that you don't like. Makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
That you
So
spend a lot of money on.
Yeah, facts.
you spent your because they didn't buy it for you, so you bought
Mm-hmm.
this to appease this person, and that's why like and I'll follow what Bernie said a little bit on that. Is like I'm cognizant of what somebody else may like. So let's just say my girl or whatever, we go out and she says she likes a certain fragrance that I have. Well, if I have it, I like it. So maybe I will appease that moment and wear it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to get something I don't like just because you like it. It don't make sense for me to do that.
can I ask you a question?
I'm wasting time.
Go
Can I
ahead.
ask you a question? Okay, outside of FradCom, like your wives, your girlfriend, women that you're dating, or even your coworkers when it comes to like Secret Santas and stuff like that. Do you allow people to buy you fragrances?
Absolutely not.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I don't, and the reason I don't, and that's not just fragrances with clothes, anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I have a certain style, a certain quality I look for, and I'm gonna be honest. If you turn around by me a shirt that I would normally wear, it's not the quality. You wasted your money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather not. I'd rather not have someone. And my wife doesn't buy it for me, and I don't buy it for her.
Mm-hmm.
I buy the things I like. She buys the things she like. I trust her taste. She trusts mine. We work together well. But no, I don't favor people buying things for me because their impression of what they think I may like may not be what it is. And I'm not trying to be snobbish. I'm not trying with certain things, and you guys are all the same way. There's certain things or certain brands you may buy because the quality of that brand and the reputation of that brand that people may not understand. Especially if you buy a nice pair of sneakers and they say, "Man, you spent over $150 for sneakers." Ain't no in the world I spend that much, man. They got $30 sneakers over there, man. You get 4 pair of them. Well, player, I got some of them too, but that ain't what I'm buying. That's not what I want. I got some of those cut the audience. So don't same thing with frags. I'd rather not you buy for me because I don't want people wasting their money. That's just me. I can't speak
Oh
for you
yeah.
guys, but I think that's an
I'm about to say, I'm
individual
with you on that.
you ask.
I'm the same way.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, we had a Secret Santa for work, and they know me as a dude that wears fragrances. And when they was like, okay, we'll be doing a $25 limit on this Secret Santa, the first thing I screamed out was, "Look, do not waste your money buying me a fragrance.
$25, God
Right?
damn.
Do not.
Maybe some bar soap or
You can't
something,
get
man.
nothing.
Maybe bar soap.
No. I'm gonna tell a little story. Everybody knows that I lost my wife, and by the time that this show aired, this airs, it had been the second memorial of her passing. Um, yeah, but right the last Christmas that we spent together, because my wife, we did not share the same taste or the same. We didn't spend money the same way. My wife was very frugal when it came to spending money. I remember when we first started dating and I bought her an expensive purse and she did not realize how expensive it was. But when this was after I had bought the purse, and this was way after she had it for a while, when it finally came out how much the purse cost, and she was like, "Don't you ever in your life buy a purse for me that costs this much money." And fast forward to the last Christmas we spent together, she kept asking me, because she always would express that she hates shopping for me because she cannot spend the way I spend.
Okay,
when
Rob,
it comes
hold
to
on. Can you finish the purse thing? Because I bought my wife a Louis Vuitton. It's still in top of closet. She won't let me sell it. So finish what you did with the purse, because I need to figure out, I can get that money for me since you're not used to it. Before you move on, finish that so I can come up with some ideas, because what I'm coming up with ain't working.
Well, with the purse, the strap ended up breaking off of it, and I was trying to take it to a spot to get it fixed or whatever, and that's how it came out, how much it cost. And she was like, because she said she was like, she'll go to Walmart and buy her purses from now on, because that's what she's used to, that's what she was accustomed to, right? And the amount of money that I spent on a purse, and she felt like she could buy 10, 12 purses for that, and I'm like, and I was cool. That was that story. But the relevance of it was the last Christmas that we spent together. And she kept asking me what did I want for Christmas. And I I'm always sneakers, caps, and cologne. And come Christmas, she came with cool water, right?
Player,
A
player.
Wow.
little, a little
Wow.
thing of cool water. Now,
Okay.
cool water was released in the 90s, and
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad though.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I never even wore it in the 90s. I never wore cool water when it was out in the 90s. But she said it is what she liked. After everything that she smelled, this is what she liked, and she wanted to smell it on me. But I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at all this Creed and everything that I got over here, and I'm like, for real, babe, cool water. But it was the last gift that I got from her, and I cherish that cool water to this day. So, but I would trust me when I got it, I was a brat. I was a big brat, but I cherish that cool water from this to this day.
Hey man, have you ever been accused of being a frag snob?
Yeah.
I couldn't help that one, man. I couldn't help that one.
Mm-mm.
Media man, what's your answer to his question?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot what the question was. What's the
You
question?
let anybody buy you
Oh
No.
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 If I can help it,
Dre.
no. If you're not in the same,
Mhm.
if you're not in the fragrance community, you don't even know where to begin with this. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather you. I'm with Leonard on that. Like I'd rather you just not waste your money because I'm not gonna use it. You'll be lucky if I'm nice to you about it. But yeah, I'm not using it. Nah, because most times it'll be stuff like that. It'll be getting some what is that, Bora
Mm.
something out of CVS like that. It's like it was
Oh
good,
no.
and it's honestly still good. I still think it's good now. It's just not something I would wear because I know I like the more natural ingredients and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's probably better for your skin anyway. So I try not to go too synthetic. So I just no.
Okay,
Wake up, Bernie. Wake up.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I was just waiting. I'm here.
I'm gonna hit him in the head. I'm gonna hit him in the head in a minute with this question
Mm.
The
because
thing
it'll wake him
is,
right up. There are a couple
okay.
of things that are in fragrances that are considered standoffish. And there's one I'm gonna let Rock address, and I'm gonna let you,
Mm,
B man, address,
okay.
and that's oud and that's rose.
Mm,
When you think of those two notes, it's easy to think, especially oud, that it's gonna be just the old oud that strong,
thank
unbearable.
you. Hmm.
Same thing with rose. When some people think of rose, they think of it as, oh, that's gonna be a grandma scent.
Hmm.
So B man, I want you to talk about whether that's true with oud, and Rock follow up with whether that's true with rose.
I haven't gotten my nose on all of the ooze. I got hold of a skanky one, and I got hold of some fine formulated ones. And I was telling one of my friends when he went on this oud run, I was telling him to be careful because it's different types of ooze.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I was introduced to oud, I was walked up the ladder. I didn't just jump right out there. So I was telling him you got to be very careful in the type of ooze that you get. And going on what Dre was saying, I've noticed a lot of the ones he was showing me with the synthetic stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's gonna be worse. So like I had a good ride on my introduction to oud because the Cambodian oud, the refined oud, this type of oud. And some of the fragrance you couldn't even tell oud was in it. And I think Rock had mentioned that. Some of them you can't even tell that is in there. So I really enjoy it. You got to be very careful. It's different variations. If it's one in a particular scent that you, a particular frag that you like, see if you can find out what that one is and then kind of track it in other ones and then sample it first. Because you can get hold of a oud to sit you down somewhere and make you kind of like not even want to deal with it. And then there's some that smells so good, it's like, man, I can't believe this is oud. But it's a wonderful note, and I learned to love it, and that's like one of my favorite ones.
All right, Rock. What about that rose, man?
Uh
Now, the
oh.
one thing about rose is that of course, it comes across as a feminine scent, and then
Yeah.
and in some instances, it folks will come off and say it's like an a mature woman scent, but
Mm.
that's not nearly the case. Most of the favorite feminine scents all have rose in it, and that's Delina, Oriana. They all have rose in it, and those are pleasant roses. I think what makes some of these roses come out is to be like an old lady scent is what you pair with it, right? So, and it be the florals that you might pair with it. And it could be your lang lang, it could be tuberose, it could be uh it's another type of white floral that causes it, that makes it go that way, right? But there's also different type of roses, and men, please don't be afraid of roses, because roses can be
Mm.
some of the sexiest scent that you can wear,
Hmm.
right? And if I'm looking at like just right here, um, Oud Satin Mood Straight, it has two different roses in it. It has a damask rose, which is like a sweet rose, and then it has a Turkish rose oil, which is like a jammy type of rose, right? And so, and the jammy rose is like the little strong. It it almost like a jelly type of feel to it, but yeah, and don't quote me on that. I could be, because there's so many of them, and like I was saying before the show, that Rose is using so many fragrances that you more than likely don't even know that you are wearing a Rose fragrance. Um, Sauvage, I mean, I'm sorry, Aventus has Rose in it.
I was like, whoa,
How
okay.
you
Yeah,
got there?
Aventus has Rose in it. Tuxedo has Rose in it,
Well,
right?
that's the point. I don't think a lot of people know that tuxedo has rose in it.
Right. Tuxedo has Rose in
And
it.
it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's a pleasant note. It's one that you depending on what it's mixed with, like cause Portrait of a Lady, it comes off of, it's a different type of rose than what you get in Oud Satin Mood. The rose that's in Ombre Nomad is different from the rose that you get in Azrak, right? So, and Azrak has like four different types of rose in it. So, you just have to be careful. I mean, it can be a loud note, right? But it's a beautiful note at the same time. You have to remember that back in ancient, I mean, well, I'm not, yeah, back in ancient times before there were bubble baths and this, that, and the other, folks used to bathe in rose water, right? So,
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah,
Hmm.
so it was a scent that people used. They associated with sex, they associated with love. So, yeah,
Hmm.
don't shy away from rose. It's not a feminine scent. I mean, it's not feminine only. It's it's a powerful and necessary scent within Fragcom, and it's good to go.
That's good to know. Now on that, I'm gonna bring Dre into this because oud can be dominant, like masculine. Rose can be perceived to be as being feminine. I'm gonna ask Dre this: a lot of fragrances now are unisex. So I'm gonna ask Dre this and let him answer. Are there fragrances that are female that males can wear, and are there fragrances that are masculine that women can wear?
Uh, I mean, you can wear whatever you want. It's really up to you if you want to smell
Because
like that. I mean, I know people that let me see this right here, ASQ Karashi blend.
Mm.
Very heavy on the oud. Very. But there's women that love it.
Is that a
And
unisex fragrance?
I don't blame them. I, in my opinion, most of the ouds are kind of masculine like, but I guess they pulled it off somehow. Because I got another one around here called Blue Kenam or Blue Canam, however you say it. That's another one that's heavy on the oud, and it's great to me. And I kind of find it hard for them to pull it off. But then again, I mean, where is it? Laura and Bernie know about this one. Mondale said his
Mhm.
wife wear this. I don't know
Yeah.
how, but
Yeah.
he said she loves it. So I'm like,
Mhm.
it's all part of personal choice. I don't necessarily think is there are fragrances that are strictly for one sex or the other. It's just what you decide to wear. So I think they're
Mhm.
all. I mean, of course, the lighter scents may be marketed more towards women and stuff like that. But if you feel all right pulling it off, then you can pull it off. I mean, there's nothing that says that you're only allowed to wear darker scents or heavier scents and stuff. So if you feel comfortable pulling it off, then you do what you do.
Because
What's
I
this
think I
notion
think
that we all supposed to be alike? Where did that come from?
Ah,
I never got the memo.
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like I can't judge anybody on their choice of fragrance they wear. Like you
Mhm.
wear what you like. That's the whole
Mhm.
name of the game. You wear what you like, regardless of what anybody else thinks. I mean, it's only a problem if somebody comes up to you and says you smell like doo doo. Other than that,
So this is what I got out of the session, guys.
Mhm.
Buy for yourself. Buy what you
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
Um, don't be afraid to experiment with fragrances to include ouds, rose fragrance. There are different variations of it. It's not one-sided. There are fragrances that can be male or female that you have to try to determine whether it's for you or whether it's not. And in the
uh,
end, be mindful of the fragrances you wear and where you wear them so that you will be respectful toward other people and not be intrusive upon them by being overbearing in your sense, overbearing in your smell, where you create a problem in the environment you're in. Am I right?
yep.
Facts.
But then there's another one. For prime example, just to go back to it. Like Rock said, I think it was the Delina exclusive or Delina, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think it's the
That's
lean exclusive.
yeah, that's predominantly marketed towards women, right?
You're right.
Mhm.
D loves it. D Parks loves it. And
I've
there's
worn it
I
before.
think
I've worn it on D Parks's recommendation because he has a layer that he says he does, which is um which is the Lena, which is the Lena exclusive. I don't know if I got the exclusive or just the Lena, but
mm,
does it? You said the Lena with instant crush, and I wore it, and I got a little sample of the Lena that came with something that I ordered, and I sprayed it with the instant crush, and it was okay, it was decent.
Mm.
I was say, like it's all personal preference. If you like it, then go for it. Who cares who is marketed for?
Yep.
It's like if you like it, then buy it. That's all I can tell you. Like we're not. Nobody should be able to tell you what you can and can't get.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't feel bad for liking this just because somebody else doesn't like us. Most of us aren't going out to buy Delina exclusive, but we're not going to look down on somebody who does. Like if that's
True.
what you want, then that's what you want. Your collection has nothing to do with me. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
love it. I don't care. That should be the whole thing. Like who cares at the end of the day?
And
Because
that's a good
the only person that got to live with it is you.
that's a good
So go ahead.
summation of the show, Dre. You're right on point. Rock,
Mhm.
we're at a time. Do the appeal that you normally do every week to everybody.
If you like the show, everybody, let us know that. If you got anything that you want to add to it, don't forget to hit the comment section. We don't be shy. We are friendly guys. Talk to us. Let us know how you feel about certain things. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Right? Come at us. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. That's how we grow the channel. That's how we grow the channel. And share us out. Recommend us to people. Also follow us on Instagram at Frag Illuminati. Frag Illuminati. We are about to expand how we the content that we blow up, and we want you guys to know. So hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when we drop new content, and we appreciate you joining and watching.
Last words, media
And
man.
once again, yep, just as we said last week, Leonard is planning on giving away some of his clients, so
Don't start
make
that,
sure you
man.
tune in, get us up to 5.
Don't start that. If it is, it'll be the Clive. It'll be the Clive spelled CLYVE.
Oh damn!
You can't give away the fakes now. We gotta go for the real deal. We're
You
trying
gonna
to get
give
these
us?
people in.
Yeah,
Come
you
on
gonna
now.
yeah, you gonna give us a bad name, getting them the
I'm like, for
knockoff
real,
there.
Frag Illuminati giving out fake stuff. They giving out fake stuff.
I always knew they had fakes.
Bernie
Yeah.
can close us out, but I'm gonna say before Bernie does his part, appreciate y'all tuning in and giving us your time to watch, maybe get some information from us, learn, grow with us. We love doing this thing. We're all in the frags. We're like brothers, real brothers. So we enjoy doing this. We also enjoy sharing content with you all because as we grow, or as you grow, we grow. So
No
we
doubt.
don't know everything. We're still in the learning phases of it. And so come grow with us. Like Rock said, like and subscribe. Like Andre said, I don't remember what he said, but he said something.
Oh, I thought you was giving stuff away. You remember?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that media man got more aliases than somebody with warrants, so I don't know about that. But this is our show for this week, and Bernie, you close us out, man.
Keep liking, subscribing. We appreciate the support. We're growing. And we don't take it lightly. And we really appreciate your support. And we're gonna come up with a number. And once we figure out what that number is, once the subscribers get to that, we're gonna give something away because we like to give back to the people who supported us. So until next week, everybody, you take care.
We the Illuminati, y'all.
When this
Cut,
we're giving it
yo,
away.
cut.